I'm gonna miss you, Major. You aren't ready to stay dead. You don't know the rules of the game anymore.
Tell me about it. 8 years ago, this guy was on the hit list.
Budget cuts, dear. Congress blinded us overseas. I was forced to turn to any eyes and ears I could find, even if that meant recruiting the quote-unquote bad guys here.
Budget cuts. Is that what this is about? Operation Honeymoon. Fuck me. You're running a fundraiser.
Fundraiser?
1993. World Trade Center bombing, remember? During the trial, one of the bombers claimed the CIA had advanced knowledge. The diplomat who issued the terrorist visa was CIA. It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I've no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl. Down at the Albion Chopper 1.
It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I've no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl. Down at the Albion Chopper 1.
Take two. Take two and 2, 1. This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
Keep going, let's go! Come on, Glenn. Come on, Glenn. You can do it, Glenn. Keep coming, Glenn. Come on.
Got a guy hurt on the phone.
Come along with us. The camera view how much will be able to come along as soon as we're able to keep that seat right, try not to breathe it anymore. M20 and 6.
Guys, it's not working, guys. Come on. It's not working, guys. We don't know what we're breathing in. No. You in front. Take it easy. Breathe slow. Breathe normal.
Sergeant Church, how long are you? Sergeant Church, how long are you?
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I'm tired. Just a little.
I don't have a radio or nothing, so. Hey.
The North Tower.
Waiting.
Oh my God, there it goes! Get in, here comes the cloud. The cloud is coming.
Keep going.
Go! Get inside! It's gonna jump right over this building. It's gonna jump over the building.
Shut this
Here it
fucking
comes!
door.
Shut this door! Shut this door! Get in here, Marty! Marty, quick, look. He's helping the lady out. Come on, let's get her. Microphone on.
You guys got any masks?
There's her here.
Shalom, 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 shalom. First, I want to give it the praises and the glory to Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect brothers and sisters of the remnant of the house of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Most High God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So, predictive programming. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Now, I took that from the book of Psalms. No, sorry. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. Now, the word heart there should be, in the Hebrew, should be, is it lahab? Lahab. I know they kind of pronounce it differently. But that's what it should say there, basically, in the Hebrew. All right? It's not actually talking about the heart. It's actually talking about the mind. The word heart there, this means the word mind. It actually means the mind, what you're thinking in your mind. All right? That's what it actually means. So it would be pronounced Labar, Labar, Labar. It would be pronounced like. Let's bring it up on the screen anyway. I'm looking at it on the Hebrew on the screen, but I know you can't see it. That's Jeremiah 17, chapter 17, verse 9. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. So let's bring it up on the screen, family, because I'm talking here. Yeah, because that's predictive programming. This is why I showed you this. The first clip was from the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight, which was released in 1996, but it would have been made in around 1994, 1995. It would have been made like over a 2-year period. And then it was released, or even over a year period. Say it was made in 1995, it was released in 1996. This, what you're seeing now, took place in 2001. So this event happened 5 years after the movie was released. That's why it's called predictive programming, because in the movie, they quite clearly told you that they were going to take down the towers and kill 4,000 people, and they were going to blame the ragheads and the fundamentalists over there, and then they would get their funding to go and do what they wanted to do: invade Iraq. They invaded Libya. They invaded. Remember, the plan was that general. I can't think what his name was. I'm going to go to the scriptures in a minute. That general something. He was what was his name? And he spoke about the General Wesley Clark, and he spoke about the 6 wars that was going to take place. Let me just quickly show you the clip of it. All right. So this is all predictive programming. What's to come is also predictive programming, right? All of what they're going to do, the lockdowns, the shutdowns, right? The wars, the rumors of wars. This is it. This is him talking about it. This as well.
11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld. And
it said about 10 days after 9/11, right? What we just witnessed here was what was 9/11. So listen to General Clark. This is him speaking in 2007. This is 6 years after the event, right? So the movie came out 6 years before the event. He's speaking on this 6 years after the event. Predictive programming.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who had used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Go through the countries again?
Well, starting with Iraq, then Syria and Lebanon, then Libya, then Somalia and Sudan, and then back to Iran.
See, and Iran is the country that they're looking at now, right? Iran is the country that they're looking at now, because Iran is the country that's backed Hamas and that backs Hezbollah against the Israelis in this war. So all the other countries, they've invaded and did what they had to do. So everything has been planned by these devils and what they're planning in their New World Order, in their One World Order, in their global dominance. Everything has been planned. From what they're showing you in their movies, that's the main place. That's why it's called predictive programming. They're getting you mentally ready for what's coming, all right? Because predictive programming is, they say, it's like a conspiracy theory claiming that the governments, all right? And what is predictive programming? Is a theory that the government or the higher ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control to make you what? To make the population more accepting of planned future events. That's what predictive programming is. And that's what you saw. So when we saw this was all predictive programming. When we saw this, that's the black woman. She's crying. She says she can't move. She's like, I've had enough. She said, oh, I'm not going nowhere. What did you say? Crying. She said, I'm just tired, man. When those bombs really come, boy, you're going to be so tired, darling, right? She went, I'm just tired. This is all predictive programming. The movie, prepared for this. The long good night. Because I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Leave me alone. He went, don't give up now. Man, when those bombs hit, right, it's going to be, you see, this is nothing to what's coming to Babylon the Great. They think they were lamenting then. It's nothing to what's coming. But it's all predictive programming because, like I said, it was all in the movie.
Oh, blame it on the Muslims.
It was all in the movies. It was getting ready.
Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl. Timothy, I'll be in Chopper 1.
It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I've no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl.
Then I get my funding. What did General Clark say? 6 years after the event, 12 years after this movie, 6 years after 9/11, he said, we're going to invade Libya, Somalia, Lebanon, Iraq, Afghanistan, Sudan, and then Iran. 7 countries. 7 is perfection. So anyway, so let's go to the scriptures. I did a lot of talking, showing videos and that just to bring it to where I am. So the word heart, all right, this today's edification is based on this particular verse. The heart is deceitful above all things. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So the word heart there is talking about the mind, right? In the Hebrew. Let's just quickly bring it up because I was talking about it earlier, but I didn't show it to you. The heart, right? It should be pronounced labar. That word is la. And that word is, oops. That character is bar. So that's labar. I know they pronounce it love. Let me see how they pronounce it.
Strong's H3820. Lave. Lave.
Lave. Let me see what root word it goes back to. Let's see where it goes back to. Inner man, mind, will, heart, soul, understanding. This is like a bit of pronunciation. Labar.
Strong's H3824. Levav. Levav.
It should be labar, labar. Right? And that's what it is. Inner man, mind, will, heart, soul. It's his mind. It's the mind of the man. Right? This is what it's talking about. Right? Inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding. It's his mind. Mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory. It's what's up in his head. It's his conscience. That's why the scripture says that. the heart, which means the mind of a man. The mind is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's Esau. So I want to quickly go through Psalm 64. I'm just going to read through this and then we're going to shut it down. Now I'm going to read it. This is the King James Version, but let's just bring it up. I want to read it in, sorry family. I want to read it in I'm going to go to the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible, right? In the King James, it says, deliver us from the secret enemies. That's the New World Order. See, protection. This is why I want to read it from the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible. Protection from evil doers, right? This is a psalm by beloved King David, who's will be back in the kingdom sitting next to Yahushua when these nations are defeated by the Lord and the angels and David, which is anytime can happen. We know the last two major prophecies that need to be fulfilled: the mark of the beast, the microchip, and the war of Armageddon, World War III, when it goes to nuclear. Right? We know those are the last two major prophecies before the Lord comes back to deliver his elect from the enemy. And the main enemy is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, so-called Europeans. Psalm 64, verse 1. Yahweh, hear my voice when I am in anguish. Because that's what we got to turn to. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, when all hell breaks loose, when Jacob's trouble happens, when this takes place, right? When Jeremiah 30 and 7. Let's see if the Spirit's working. Yeah, so when this takes place, boy, we truly got to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Because this man has got so many things planned, boy. You just don't realize. And he's showing you all on these, he's giving you a prequel of it, all on these TV shows and movies. He's predictively programming you, getting you ready for this, all right? For those of you who he's getting your mind ready to accept what's coming. But we know what's coming. Jacob's trouble's coming. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, the remnant of Jacob, the elect, shall be saved out of it. That's why we've got to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, not to Most High Christ. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. We got to think on those names, pray on those names. Keep those names close to your heart, which is your mind. Don't forget it. So this is David says here, Yahweh, hear my voice when I am in anguish. Protect my life from the terror of the enemy. Who is the main enemy? The Edomites, Esau. The Edomites, the so-called Europeans, the so-called white man. That's the Most High's number one enemy. They're also the number one enemy of the children of Israel. Hide me from the scheming of wicked people, from the mob of evildoers. That's what we just saw. They made the movie. They told you in the movie what they were going to do. And then they committed the event. And then 6 years later, after the event of 9/11, you had General, I keep forgetting his name, right? You had that, what's his name? His name was Wesley Clark. General Wesley Clark telling you what was happening, what they were planning, right? They were scheming. The Edomites were scheming how they were going to invade Iraq, Afghanistan, Lebanon, Somalia, Syria, Sudan, and then finally Iraq. So 6 of those countries they've already invaded. The last one on the list is Iran, and Iran is the one that's backing this war against the Israelis with Hamas and Hezbollah, right? So it says, hide me from the scheming of wicked people, from the mob of evil doers. That's what they are, who sharpen their tongues like swords and aim bitter words like arrows. That's how they speak. They speak with these that's why they're not showing any empathy to the killings that's going on in Palestine. They're just giving you bitter words and they're shooting them out of their mouth like arrows. Shooting from concealed places at the blameless. They shoot at him suddenly and are not afraid, because the people that died in Palestine, literally the majority of them, 99% of them, are just collateral damage, all right? Are just innocent bystanders. that are caught up in the middle of it, but they don't care. I'm just kind of making you understand the wickedness of how these people operate. So when they go into fifth gear, because right now they're in like third gear, once they go from fourth to fifth gear, they're coming down on all of us, but in particularly the children of Israel. They adopt an evil plan. That's what 9/11 was. It was an evil plan. They talk about hiding traps and say, who will see me? They made the movie, Predictive Programming. They showed you it, and they're thinking, who will see me? Who will know what we're planning 6 years later? Who will know the plan when we're going to invade these countries? Well, General Wesley Clark exposed the plan of what they were going to do after 9/11. What did the guy say in the movie? He said that once we do this thing, we're going to blame the raggeds, we're going to blame the Muslims. After we blame them, we're going to get the funding from Congress and Senate, and then we're going to do the invasions and wars that we need to do. General Wesley Clark spelled out the countries they were going to invade. So all of this predictive program that they did from the movie, it was all planned. They devised crimes. Esau, devise crimes and say, we have perfected a secret plan. That's what it was in their minds. 9/11 was a perfecting of a secret plan. That's what they believed. They believed no one would cotton on. No one would know what they did. No one would know that this was a total inside job. No one would know that they brought down the towers themselves. They believed that. Everyone can see this was a controlled explosions. They came down. Everyone can see that. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know it was all designed, inside job. So through the predictive programming of the movies that they used, as I said, because they know how it works from the predictive programming, of the movie, mind control to make the population more accepting of planned future events. That's what predictive programming is. Remember, it was first described and proposed by a researcher named Alan Watts, right? His name was, and he defined that predictive programming. He defined predictive programming as predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned societal changes to be implemented by our leaders. So what is Esau known as? It's for his subtlety. That's what he's known for, his subtlety. So, if and when these changes are put through, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progressions. Right? So, that's lessening possible public resistance and commotion. Right? Then it was popularized by Alex Jones and David Icke, basically. So they talk about the most notable cases of predictive programming are examples found in The Simpsons, The Dark Knight Rises, which is the Batman movie, The Hunger Games, and the oldest being from The Futility. Right? Information can be found on blog posts, and many conspiracy theorists have either made videos on it or spoken about the subject. Right? I'm actually reading from something. I keep thinking you can see what I'm reading, but you can't. I'm going to come back to the scripture. This is what I was reading from. Paste and go. I was reading from this, The Psychology of Extraordinary Beliefs. Ordinary students exploring extraordinary beliefs, predictive programming, right? This is from the Ohio State University. This is what I was reading from by Dara Beaver, right? From the Ohio State University. So this is what I was reading. Predictive programming is a theory that the government, it's a fact, that the government or other higher-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. This was first described and proposed by the researcher Alan Watt, who defines predictive programming as predictive programming is a subtle, Esau is known for his subtlety, right? Is a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned societal changes to be implemented by our leaders. If and when these changes are put through, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progressions, thus lessening the public resistance and commotion. That's what the wicked does. That's what that event was all about. So when it says here, this is predictive programming, Psalm 64 verse 5. They adopt an evil plan. They make the movies, it's all planned and they show it to you. They talk about hiding traps and say, who will see them? Because they put it in their movies. They devise crimes and say, we have perfected a secret plan. The inner man and the heart are mysterious. The inner man and his mind, the word heart there is again is labab, right? Or lahab. I always pronounce it word wrong, right? But it's lab or labar or labar, I'd pronounce it. Sorry. But the Most High will shoot them with arrows, missiles. Suddenly they will be wounded. So the Most High is getting ready to take them down. But it isn't allow them to think that what they're doing is of their own doings. They will be made stubble. They will be made to stubble. What's going to make them stubble? Those arrows. What are those arrows? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. Because that's going to be the end result of all of these plans that Esau is planning. Their own tongues work against them. They shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. It's the same thing, same verse we're reading from. All who see them will shake their heads. Makes you think of Isaiah 14, where it says, is this the man that made the kingdoms to shake, that made the world to tremble? Who see them will shake their heads. Right? That's after the nuclear destruction, right? It makes you think of Isaiah. I got to bring it up because it just came to mind. Isaiah 14, where it says, is this the man, talking about Esau, the pomp that brought to the grave, how that brought to the how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? He's talking about Esau, right? The Illuminati, right? They're the light bearers of the world today on the left-hand side. It's ain't talking about the spiritual angel Satan, just so you understand. This is talking about the so-called white man, in particularly the secret society, the elites, the Illuminati, right? The heads of all of these planned events that are taking place. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, which is the children of Israel, feet on our neck, in the sides of the north. Where is that? That's all about North America. Slavery. Mount on the congregation, that's us. They sat on us, literally had their foot on our necks, in the sides of the North America. I will ascend into heaven to the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, aeroplanes and satellites. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. This is what's going to happen. How is this going to take place? Through those arrows that the Most High is going to shoot at them, which are the nuclear missiles that are going to come from Russia and its allies, to the sides of the pit. They that see them shall narrowly look upon thee. This is the shaking of the head. And consider thee, saying, is this the man, not the devil, not the angel, spiritual angel, is this the man, Lucifer, the light, the shining light, the morning star, on the left-hand side, the Illuminati, led by the Edomites? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms with nuclear missiles, that made the world as a wilderness with nuclear missiles, and destroyed the cities thereof with nuclear missiles, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So this man is going to be brought right down to the ground. Is this the man, Esau, the Edomites? He's going to bring forth this nuclear war. But it's the Most High that's going to put the spirit on him to do it, to shoot those arrows. Those arrows are the nuclear missiles that the Most High is going to put the spirit on these Edomites to go against each other in this final war of Armageddon, World War III. That's why King David says here, but Yahweh will shoot them with arrows, nuclear missiles. Suddenly they will be wounded. They will be made to stubble. Their own tongues work against them. Do you understand? All who see them will shake their heads. All who see them will shake their heads. Because they're going to be saying this. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? And I say, I can't believe it was these crackers, these Edomites, that did shake the kingdoms. I can't believe it was these devils that did all this. And look at them, they're nothing now. That made the world as a wilderness through the nuclear missiles. And this is talking about America in particular. And destroyed the cities thereof, all the cities of America, that opened not the houses of the prisoners. Who were the prisoners? Who did they have in captivity and stole our identity? The true children of Israel. Where did he have them? Up in the sides of the north, which is North America. He had them where? In the sides of the north, in the prison houses. Not just literally, but mentally, they was in prison under this man. Our people are. That's why the Lord is only going to deliver the remnant out of Babylon the Great before he destroys it. But he's going to use this man, the Edomites, the so-called white man, to bring on this destruction. He's going to bring on his own destruction. This is why Scripture says, they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. They're going to do it. It says, then everyone will fear and will tell about the Most High's works, because the Most High's works is going to be the destruction and the deliverance. But they will understand what he has done. They're going to understand once America's finally been turned into a wasteland and these Edomites have been put up in chains. The righteous ones rejoices in Yahweh. That's the elect of Israel. We're going to rejoice when we've got this man in chains and take refuge in him. The first refuge that we're going to take place is going to be in the chariots when he delivers us, right? And those who are upright in heart, the children of Israel, the remnant, the elect, will offer praise. We're going to be saying all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're not going to be saying all praises to the Most High Christ, just so you understand. So, yeah, this is the man. So, like I said, it's all about predictive programming. All about predictive programming. Like where we started. The heart, which is the mind, the bar, is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Because this man really thinks he knows his own mind, but the Most High is directing his steps, boy. So on that note, I'll give it the praises and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. As I always like to say, keep praying, keep safe, repent, and hold on to this truth. All praises.
Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding. Good night, old girl. Down at the LBN Chopper 1.
That's the devil for you. Shalom.